All right. Well, this is a good place probably for us to get going. So excited for you guys to get to hear today from Heather Barker. If you have not met Heather, she is one outstanding person, and not only a great leader, but also a good friend. So Heather is the director of Relocation, and she's going to be the one teaching the class today. So I'm going to just turn it over to Heather here. But before I do that, if you guys will just make sure to put first and last name in your office in the chat box, just so I have a record of who has been in the class, I would appreciate it. But with that, I'm going to turn it over to Heather, and you guys are in good hands. So have an awesome day. Thanks, Heather.
Thanks, Russ. Appreciate you. So hello, everybody. I came with an 80s hairdo today. I hope you like it, and some fun. So usually this is just a small group of people. So I'm going to say, if you have a question, if you have comments, anything you want to talk about, just go ahead and unmute yourself and pipe in. I don't know if I'll be keeping I have the chat box up, so I can do the chat box also. So if you have a question, go ahead and ask. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to I have a PowerPoint that we're going to run through. Typically, I think we're usually done in an hour and a half, so you might get a little bit of your time back today, and we'll just go from there. So let's see, I need this screen. So someone just thumbs up or tell me that you can see my screen, okay? Leslie, can you see my screen okay? Oh, we see you. Do you see? Okay, no. Let's see. Share screen. Oh, PowerPoint. That one is what I want. There we go. Okay, now you should see it. All right, let me see if I can still see the chat box. I think I'm just gonna say, just unmute and say, hey, if you need something, because I can't see the chat box here. Yes, I can see the chat box now. So we're all good. Okay, so this is Relocation 101. And I think there's a lot more to relocation than people are used to. So I'm really glad that you decided to join us today. And we'll just get started with our agenda. Goodness, there we go. So we're going to talk about the relocation department, who does what, the function of the department within our company, and then referral basics. We're going to talk about incoming referrals. We're going to talk about outgoing and inter-office referrals, and then additional services that the relocation department brings into the company. We're always looking for ways to improve what we're doing and how we're serving you as agents. That's one of our roles and one of our functions. So we're going to talk through all of that during this, this presentation. So I'm Heather Barker, Director of Relocation. I've been in this business for about 20 years. It was one of those things where I started out as a receptionist in a real estate company and kind of just worked my way through the process and fell into relocation, and I love it. Relocation is a fun business to be in. Just like I'm sure a lot of you maybe got into real estate that same way. It's not something you necessarily grow up thinking you're going to become, but it's a real fun business to be in. Debbie Thompson, she's our senior account manager. She works with Cardis and other third-party relocation, and we'll go through what all of these types of business are. She's also our affinity specialist. Elisha Kazi, which is funny, I just realized I haven't updated this. She just barely, her last day was December 1st, so she just barely left us. And Diana Valenzuela is back. She worked with us before, and she's taken over this position over the church relocation business that we handle. Melanie Lockhart is still with us, and she works also on the account for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And Monica, she is our relocation transaction coordinator. We have a special transaction coordinator just for relocation because the business is just specialized enough that it does have some different transactional items. So, so she handles all that for us. And that basically makes up the relocation department and team. So some of the business we talked about, outgoing broker to broker referrals, we'll spend some time on that. That's really a real benefit to you as an agent. And if you're not currently utilizing that service, you should be. Inter-office referrals, but the broker to broker outgoing is going to be any business that you have outside of your marketplace. If you have a buyer or seller outside of your coverage area. So for instance, in Utah, If you just really work the Salt Lake market and you have someone moving up to Davis County and that's not something you want to, you don't want to drive up there or you don't want to learn that market, then that would be an inter-office referral. We would refer that to an agent up in our other offices in our coverage areas. Incoming broker to broker, that is when another company, another Century 21, an ERA, we get referrals from all different brands. That's when it's coming into our company from an outside source. All right. Third party corporate referrals, that's when a buyer or seller is sent to Century 21 Everest from a relocation company. So we're going to talk a lot about that, and I'll give you some of the company names and how to work through working with clients who have a service that's coming from a relocation company, what that looks like for you. And if I'm talking too fast, you can slow me down. But yeah, if you have questions, like I said, along the way, it's hard. I can't really see you guys, so I don't really know, how you're reacting. So if you have questions, please interrupt. All right, affinity business. What is affinity business? Affinity relationships include an agreement between two companies that is mutually beneficial. So that would look like, right now we work with Navy Federal Credit Union, and they have members. And so their members are able to take advantage of working with one of our preferred agents, so one of our agents, and through their lending institution, and they would receive a benefit at closing or after closing for working in that relationship. So it benefits Navy Federal because we're not going to move their business away from them. So they have a higher loan capture rate on those referrals. And it benefits us because we get that buyer business and a commission that is shared. So that is what an affinity relationship is. And we're going to show you some of the affinity relationships we have through Century 21 in a little bit. Affinity benefits can include a cashback benefit at closing or after closing. It can include services and discounts. And affinity business may be incoming or outgoing. It's a national situation. So if we create an affinity relationship here locally and they have offices and employees outside of our market, we can also service those and offer that benefit to them. We'll go into that a little bit later. Agent generated referral business. This is where, such as Navy Federal Credit Union, we have a relationship with them. If you have a buyer or a seller that is part of that network, that they have a membership with Navy Federal Credit Union, you can actually enroll them into that program. And we'll explain what that looks like to you. And because of our relationship as a company with them, not all agents can offer that benefit. So like RE/MAX, for instance, would be able to offer that benefit to a Navy Federal Credit Union member. So it does give you kind of a competitive edge. We'll talk more about that later. But you can enroll them in those programs, even if you're not on the relocation team. So we do have a team of agents that are on the team that do get some of this incoming business. And we'll talk about what that looks like later as well. Come on. All right. So what's the function of the relocation department? I think it's important for agents to know that, we are a profit center for the company. My role is to create income to our agents and to our company. So this would include the incoming referral business that we create or that we have relationships with. So that's the third party business, so corporate relationships, the broker to broker business, that is like networking with other companies. I belong to several different organizations to help network and make sure people pick us when they're coming to this market or to the California market. And that's broker to broker business. Call-in leads, those come through the department in a lot of cases. Web leads, inter-office referrals, and other business development. So all of that falls under the relocation department's jurisdiction, and we're constantly looking at ways to improve that, those services. We're also an agent service center. So what does that look like? We definitely place outgoing broker to broker referrals for you, and we do all that follow-up for you. We place inter-office referrals on your behalf, and there is a listing advantage to working with a company with a strong relocation department, and we will talk about that later. There's guidance and education on how to manage a relocation transaction. If you've never done a relocation transaction, there are steps and paperwork and things that are included that aren't included in a normal transaction. For you California agents, your paperwork's already a lot. And so this is just some additional paperwork that we can guide you through. There's community information for your clients. I'll let you know where to find that if it's something you're interested in using. And business development partnerships with our agents. When you have someone you're talking to that is a C-level or above in a company and it feels like a good relationship to have for you, we can help you develop that. Everest Moves Concierge Program. This is, it was new this year, and we're actually relaunching it again at the first of the year. There's some new functions to it, new functionalities to it. We want to make sure people are aware that the service even exists and that is being sent to your clients. You have total control over the process. And so I want to make sure you know about it, and that I think you'll come to love it if you use it properly. So that's just some of the things we've put in place over the years to help our agents and be successful, and tools and guides to use. So hopefully you'll learn more about those today and you'll be able to utilize them. Okay, we're going places. You're going places. We want to go with you. So this is a flyer. We have a booklet that I'll send to, in fact, I wonder if I can attach it here. Maybe I can. I'll try to attach it. Well, I'll send it to Russ and he'll send it out to you. But it's a booklet, and it's for outgoing referrals, placements, and process, and how to use it and how to implement it into your business. So I think one of the biggest missed opportunities we have in this business is outgoing referral business. I was talking to Erin Mailer. I think most of you probably have heard of her. She's been on a panel for ESS. She's been on several panels for us. She's one of our top producers in Orem, Utah. And I was talking to her just yesterday, and she is utilizing this new agent exchange app that we're rolling out in January. And it's a really fun process that you can use with your clients. I'm not going to talk about it here, but you will be seeing information coming out about it. So when you see agent exchange, I hope you'll take the time to get on a webinar and look at it and learn about it, because it's something that is a tool that you can use if you're with a seller and they're moving to Idaho, and you can sit there with them with your app and look for the agent that might service them in that area that they're moving to. And you can do that with them. But right now, what you would do is just send it to me. So this is for anyone, like I said, outside your service area and across the nation. We've actually had success recently. We closed one in Belize, if you can believe it. So we have started the international. We don't have coverage everywhere as a company. Sometimes it will go outside the Central 21 network into, companies, other Relogy brands like Sotheby's and some other big internationals, Coldwell Banker, that we can use. So don't shy away from anything. We will try to place it. If we can't, we'll let you know. But if we can, then it's a really great service to utilize. And we're just barely getting started internationally, but we're really good nationally at getting that place. We have a really strong network. And let me see if I talk about the network here next. I think I do. Okay. So these agents that we're utilizing in these other markets, they're on a relocation team in another brokerage, and they have a relocation department, and they are trained to handle this relocation business. To be on that team, these agents are required to have 2 years minimum experience. They are full-time agents, and they're certified and trained relocation experts. This looks like making initial contact within 2 hours and reporting it back within 24 hours, making contact with the referring agent, keeping that referring agent updated, through the department and through updates on a regular basis every 30 days. That kind of thing is just standard with the referrals that we place within the network. If we don't have network coverage, we have different ways of searching for the right agent for your client. Typically, I will call the client, or whoever's placing that will call the client first. We introduce ourselves as part of your team, and that our role is to make sure they're happy with their agent. And often we'll send an email out to just make sure they have our information. We always say, you can always go back to say Leslie or Corbin and let them know if there's anything amiss, because that one of the things I love about these referrals and placing in the network is that we own the relationship. And I don't care if they have a buyer broker agreement signed, if it's not working out. Excuse me. Dry throat. If it's not working out, we can move it. And that's the agreement we have within this network. Same thing happens when I get an incoming. If our agent's not performing or it's not a good fit, then we're asked to change it. We have to release those. So that's part of also of being on the team, is that you know that it's a service oriented business and those clients are taken care of. So, and that's the expectation across the network. If we have to go outside the network, we look to Century 21, we look to local market share. We will try to stay within our brand if we can, but it's not necessarily going to just be our brand. So I want to talk about that next. Our broker networks. So the Relogy broker network is all of the Relogy brands. And so it's not always going to be Century 21. A lot of times it will be, but it isn't always. So we're also working with Coldwell Bankers, ERAs, some unaffiliated brokers. Better Homes and Gardens and Sotheby's will be the main ones that we work with. And like I said, if we have to go outside that, then I look to these next networks that we're part of. And that's the Century 21 broker network, of course, because not all Century 21 brokers are part of the Relogy broker network that we use. But we'll go there next. The American Relocation Alliance, that is Century 21 brands across the nation. I'm actually the president of that alliance right now. And so we've done a lot of good work networking with those companies. And when they have a referral coming to Utah or to Ventura County, they call me. So that's really been fun to develop that relationship. And then the Relocation Directors Council is all brands, including leading real estate companies of the world. Before Century 21 Everest joined with Troop was part of that network. So we have relationships there as well. And it's a really great organization. There's a lot of great brands that are part of that organization. And we love working with them as well. So through all of these things that we've been able to develop relationships through networking, we have a lot of great resources for you. And you don't have to take the time to go out and find business outside your marketplace. That's our job. That's our role. We're here to do that for you. And so hopefully you'll take advantage of that. Okay. Additional services that we can offer your clients. So lender assistance is available nationwide. So Inspiro Financial, as you all know, we are affiliated with them. And we always go to them first. If we are talking to a buyer who's looking in Texas, then we'll go to Inspiro, or we'll ask them if they want a lender referral. If they do, then we can go to Inspiro and see if they have a sister company out there that they can use. And so what that does is it just kind of links everything together. It puts your client in touch with an Inspiro partner. And then again, if there's any issues with that, we can go back to Inspiro, to our partnership with Inspiro, and say, hey, we need some assistance with this. Of course, the agent on the other end is probably going to have a referral for them as well. They're not obligated to use any of this. Whatever works best for your client is what we expect them to do. But I just want you to know that we do have lender assistance nationwide for them. We also have national community information. I'm going to show you that a little bit later and what that looks like and how you can find that. But we send them a map of the United States, and they can go to the state where they're moving to and look up information about that state. We also have door-to-door concierge service. The Everest Moves program that is used here for your local clients can also be used nationally. And they can have access to moving companies. They will get their utilities set up. They'll have if they have an alarm system, they can use this company to set that up. They can do they give them like a couple different quotes for internet. If I can talk today, internet services, which is kind of my own personal nightmare. Like when I moved recently, I wish I would have used this service if it was available at the time. And I would have been super excited to hear my DirecTV options, my Comcast options, and my whatever else options, and what that looks like to get the best package available. So that's a service I think is really great. We also have discounts and things that we can share with them if like they're doing budget or they want to use pods. And I'll show you more about that here in the next few slides.
Heather, I think that's an awesome service. And I don't think any client would turn that down.
Yeah, who is that?
You're going to call Comcast and CenturyLink for me, please. Yes, go for it.
Maris, thank you. Thank you for recognizing that. I think I don't think that we've done a good job of explaining it to our agents that exactly what the service is and how you have access to it. So we're really going to roll it out in a different way in this next couple of months, so that you know, hopefully you'll be paying attention. And I think the worst part is that these are services that have been rolled out, but if you don't take advantage of them or don't take the 30 minutes to learn about it, you know, then you're going to miss out, and your clients are, you know, and then it turns into something that isn't good because you don't know about it. And so your clients are asking about it. And then it becomes like, why are you sending my client this information? You know what I mean? But it's all branded for you. It's all about you. It's such a neat process. And we're going to include vendors in it now. And, you know, I see in California, I see emails going back and forth all the time. Hey, I need a painter. I need a this, I need a that. And I think we can really work together to create a really great vendor portal. So I'm really excited about it.
Can I ask one quick question on that?
Yes.
Okay, so in your booklet, your referral booklet, is that where all that information is at as far as who you guys do recommend for those services and everything?
No,
or is that somewhere else?
That's going to come from the agent. So we're going to
Okay.
reach out to you. And if you have someone that you really love using, that's going to come from you guys. And so we're going to build that around the agents and the recommendations in that way.
That we do. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
And that will all kind of be coming, like I said, within January, February, we're rolling out the agent exchange, and we're re-rolling out Everest Moves in a different way. And we're going to involve the agents more in that. So I think it's really incredible. I'm super excited about it. You're going to love it.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay. National partnerships and discounts. Do you know, have you been on 21 Online, everybody? I can only see you, Maris. So now you're gonna have to answer every question. Yeah, so okay. 21 Online.
Sorry, I know, I don't know how to change my name on there. I changed it because there was like a Zoom like dance off, and that was the kid that I was cheering for. So it's Marissa, and sorry that it says Marissa. That.
What are you cold in that house? Do you need some heat? Come on.
I know, yeah, the heat, I'm getting kind of hot now.
Yeah, okay. Is it Name? Yes, okay. And Kyle, come on, you guys, put on your pictures. Let me see you. I wore 80s hair today. You guys can get your pictures going. Let's do it. All right. Oh, there's Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. Hi, Darren. Thank you. Kyle, Garrett, Leslie, Jake, William, Corbin, Rebecca. It's just a small group. There's no one to impress around here. Thank you. This is good. Hi, Jake. Thanks. It's good to see your face too. It's hard. Like, you know, I'm the director of relocation, and I want to know who I'm talking. I want to know you guys. I'm here for you. So I want you to reach out to me if you need me. So anyway, thanks for putting your faces on here for a minute. Okay. So have you been on 21 Online? Have you seen your benefits page? No?
Yes.
Okay. So if you can get on 21 Online, and I might just stop sharing my screen here. It says new share. Okay, stop share. And I'm going to go to 21 Online and then reshare and show you a couple of things while we're in here. Should have had this all signed in. I didn't think about it until just now. Okay, we're going to go to share screen, and I'm going to go right here. Okay, so now we're going to look at 21 Online, and I'm going to go in here and put benefits. There's two areas that I want you to know about. So we've got customer benefits and business benefits. So if you go into business benefits, these are benefits that we have that Century 21 has for you. Let's see. Well, I'm going to download this because I want to see this. This has changed since the last time I've been in here. This is discounts and perks, okay, for you. So if you haven't looked at this, let me make sure this is the right one. Okay, so these are discounts and savings to you as an agent. These, you guys, are affinity relationships that Century 21 has with these companies, okay? So I know they've changed this, but I know there are benefits, there were at least in the past, where you can, I'm going to download your customer benefits brochure that you can keep in your folder with you. These are benefits to your clients. So these are affinity relationships Century 21 has with these companies, and you can pass these benefits on to your clients. So if they're going to use a budget truck and they're going to do their self move, then you can get them 20% off using that truck. All right. There's hotels in here, of course, Ava's Car Rentals. Another one that's very popular is pods. So if they prefer to use the pods versus the trucks, then you can also get them a discount on this. All right. So that used to be 10%. So I might have to call in on that and see what that is for you. But this is just something great to have in your back pocket for your clients. If you're on an appointment with them, this is a service they can use if they work with you. Okay. And that's how an affinity relationship works. Let me just look one more place for your customers, for your office, for your listings. Yeah, they've changed this. Oh, discounts and perks. Okay. So these are the discounts and perks, business benefits. I swear there used to be a phone discount I was going to tell you about. There you go. So if you are using any of these services, look into getting a discount on your phone bill. All right. So this is a benefit of you being with Century 21. These are relationships they have with these companies. So if you haven't looked at that yet, take a look. And if you can get a discount, you might as well take advantage of it. Right. So that's, I just wanted to show you that just to give you an idea of what an affinity relationship looks like. It benefits them because you might have to extend your contract, but you get 18% off or 25% off, whatever you're trying to do. But it benefits them to have a relationship with us because you're going to use it. Okay. And that is pretty much the definition of affinity relationship. All right. I'm going to share screen again. Go back to our benefits page, screen 2, share. Okay, so we're back on track here. So this, anyway, that's just an idea for you. And of course, Everest Moves, the other thing that they do have a concierge service, and we'll get into that a little bit later. I'll tell you more about it. So all of that's available to your clients who are moving out of state as well. So it can be a robust service for your clients. We're constantly trying to make it better. But just know that there's a lot of services they can utilize. And so, be sure and let them know you can help them anywhere. You can help people anywhere. All right. So all you need to do, you need to get permission. You can't refer them without permission. Gather the information. The worst case scenario is what I want to see is a phone number and a name. All right. And any information you can tell me about where they're going and what they're looking for. Okay. I like getting all the information so I don't have to ask the client for it, but it's email, address, where they're moving to, what they're looking for. But if you're in a super hurry and you just need to get it done right away, just send it to me. I'd rather get it and not place it for you rather than not get it at all and miss the opportunity for you. Okay. Oh, this is old information. Karen Perry is no longer with us. She has moved on to a new position with another company. So that should be my information. I thought I updated that. I apologize. It's updated in the booklet that we'll send you. It's still relo@c21everest.com, still gets to me and it goes to 3 people. I like using that email just because it does go to multiple people. So if I'm out or not available, my team usually knows that and they'll make sure that it gets placed for you. And then that's it, you're done. You can just sit back. Now, what I recommend though, is that you do make contact. If the referring or the assigned agent doesn't call you, you call them because you'll get their information and make sure that you stay in touch. That does 2 things. Number 1, it helps them know you're serious. It's your client. You're definitely in it to win it. And you also create a relationship with them, with these agents out of state. If they have someone moving into your area, they may request you. So this is a building relationship across, different companies and different organizations. And it can be a really great, valuable service. Just like I'm networking with all these different companies, you could be networking with these different agents and creating these relationships. You even might get to the point where you want to do role plays and stuff, right? So there's lots of different reasons to work with these different agents and these different companies. Just for an idea on the follow-up schedule, the assigned agent information will be sent to you within 24 hours. Within 48 hours, the initial contact report will be sent to you. We are getting those maybe a little bit sooner than that. It just depends on our workload and how quickly we can get that out to you. But sometimes the agent will call you before we get you their name and information. Okay, that's how quick they are. They're as a company and in the network, we're expected to call these people within 2 hours of receipt. So once we receive that information, we're expected to get going on it right away. It's almost like speed to lead, right? Even with, web leads and those kinds of things. It's like these days, if you don't get on it right away, you miss the opportunity. So that's how they're trained to go. But then they have to report back, and then we have to get it from their company, and then we get it to you. So that's kind of how that works. Then an update report will be sent to you. We try to get a 2-week update, because if it's a buyer, if it's a hot buyer, we should know within 2 weeks if they're starting to look and starting to get going on that. But then every 30 days after that is when you will receive an update. If you're not receiving those, you need to let me know, but they're required to send them to us. And when we get them, we send them to you. And then if there's an issue, I will tell you, hey, you need to follow up with this client. I don't necessarily call your client at that point. I say, hey, Kelly, there is an issue with your buyer on this, and we need to make sure if they're still active or if there's a problem with the agent assignment. We usually will turn that back to you to do, so you can keep that relationship with your agent, let them know you're still involved, and stay involved in that process. On the flip side, you can do nothing and we'll still be doing that in the background, okay, for you. All right, so what's in it for you? It saves time looking for an agent outside your market area. We already have that system in place. You don't need to do that. You can earn extra money. You enhance the service that you provide to your clients. You gain future business opportunities with repeat customers. Allow yourself to focus on your local business, which is what you should be focused on, and ensure you get paid once the property closes. Another thing that I love about the Relogy network that we're involved in, they guarantee payment. So if for some reason there's a problem with the brokerage or not, for some reason they're not paying us, then they will make sure that we get paid. So that's kind of a nice feeling. We follow up with the agents so you don't have to. Again, I recommend you do stay in touch with them. And, we have a really strong network. So those are really good benefits that you should consider utilizing the relocation department for those services. All right, money. So, and I started telling you about Erin Mailer. I don't even know where I got sidetracked, but she was talking about this year is the first year she's actually put outgoing referrals in her business plan. And she almost made, I think she was trying to place 20 and she almost made it, but she's definitely had several closings this year. And she's like, it's been nice to have the extra money and to actually be able to provide that service. And the reason people don't place outgoing referrals is because it's not top of mind. And when you're talking to agents, and I know that, in the peak trainings and stuff, I know that they're including some of that scripting for you in your trainings. And that's just an additional question you can be asking people. Do you have a need outside this marketplace? That should just be a question you just start asking everybody. People will ask what you mean by that. And then you can just tell them, hey, I can help you anywhere. We have a huge network of agents that we work with. If you have a need outside this marketplace for a second home, or you have one that you need to sell, you want to buy a rental somewhere, like we have people that can do that. They can help you with that. Just make sure you know you're that powerful. All right. We receive 21% on most of these referrals. So we've just across the board, you will receive 21% of the function commission, whatever that is. Sometimes it's 3%, sometimes it's 2.5%, as you know, in California. So whatever that function commission is, 21% comes in. Then you get all of it minus the franchise fee. We don't take a split on it, but we do have to pay the franchise fee on any money that comes into the company. And so we do have to take that out, but you get 100% of it minus the franchise fee, okay? In 2019, the average referral fee received was $2,000 on broker-to-broker referrals. And it does count towards your gross commission and awards and your split structures, okay? So this is just an example on a $400,000 sales price with a 3% function commission. The commission would be $12,000. 21% comes in and you get the whole thing minus the franchise fee. Does that make sense? Any questions about that? Okay, cool. So scripting, this is in the book as well. We'll send this to you. It's just, do you have a need outside this marketplace? Actually, yes, I have a house in Alabama I'm trying to get rid of, that kind of thing. Or what do you mean by that? And then just Century 21 offers a world-class relocation service. We assist people who need to move to another city, state, or even out of the country. We can help relieve the stress of finding a qualified real estate professional or work with your family and friends. Isn't that great? So this is, I can't do scripts like this now that I've been doing this for so long, but it's really just knowing you can help people anywhere. And then, do you know anyone else that might have a need outside this market area? And I can be your real estate expert anywhere. If you don't learn anything else except for that line, I can be your real estate expert anywhere, then that's the line I want you to be familiar with, okay? And really just keep it top of mind, honestly. It's just thinking about it and using it in all of your business dealings. Social media posts. So we just sent one out. I don't know if it's gone out yet. I hope it has. The new one, I'll show it to you. So this is my favorite one. The world is 70% water. Your Century 21 Everest agent can help you everywhere else. And that is just, I love the picture. I love everything about this post. You can use this anytime you want. I love referrals. So we do like, they're supposed to go out every 2 weeks now that we have a social media person. So I'm hoping that you'll start seeing these. And the idea is to repost them to your social media so that people are getting the idea that you can help them anywhere. Okay. And we just make it this neutral. We don't put our contact information on it. I was going to do that on just the ones for the company, but you know what? I want you to repost these. So it's just really, really broad. It's going to be really just Century 21 Everest. And then you can just repost it and put your information on there for people who have a need.
Heather, I have a question.
Yes.
You mentioned you send this out. Is there and I'm in California, so is there like should I put my email in the chat and to be able to receive these? Because I don't receive these, whether it's emails, I don't know where they're coming.
Let me write your name down because you should receive company, because it goes out as an email to the company and it's also posted on our Century 21 Facebook. So if you're following Century 21 Everest on Facebook, you should see these posts also.
Okay.
So we do it in both places. So let me just write down, make sure you're on, because you should be on the company emails. So I'll write it down and make sure.
Some of the things I get, but like I haven't seen that one, for example. So I don't know if it's.
Okay. She might not have sent it out. She told me it was going out this week. So maybe I'll just make sure that it goes out this week. If you don't see it, would you let me know?
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. And then see, we even put down here, contact your Century 21 Everest agent for more information. So we're doing everything we can to get your clients to reach back out to you so you can offer this service. And so it's just, you just need to know that it's available. Number one. Number two, just all you need is get the information on what they're looking for and we can do the rest.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Another thing we have is a flyer that you can use. This would be just a fun one. I mean, that's a really good looking agent. I'm sure, Kyle, your picture looks just like this, I bet, right? You've even got you've got the hair for it and everything like that. That's your picture. So, okay. So you just put your picture here, you put your information here, and you can just keep this flyer in your book of business, where you go out to listings or whatever, you can talk about it. It's just a real easy way to talk about outgoing referrals so you don't have to come up with something unique. We also have this complimentary referral service flyer that you can use if you're doing open houses. I don't know if you guys are doing open houses right now. I've heard that people have started doing those again. But and maybe not in California. I heard that there's some more lockdowns, but once you do, or if there's ever a need, they can fill this out for you. It's very easy, non-threatening. The other thing I tell people is like, it's an opt-in service, right? It's like a choice and it's a really great service. So, okay. So that's really the end of talking about outgoing referrals. Does anyone have any questions about that or concerns? I know every once in a while you have an agent and you have a relationship already. We can use those agents. The structure will still be the same. Just look at the 21%. Sometimes we can, our fees and stuff are pre-negotiated with the network. So those are easy to place. We don't have to even worry about that. We don't have to do sign paperwork or anything. It's just all within the system. If we go outside the system, so if we use, like you have a really good friend with Keller Williams in Texas that you want to work with, we can do that too. You just need to request them. You'll still get 21%. But we can request them and work with them as well. So sometimes that comes up. Any other questions you can think of regarding referrals, outgoing referrals? Okay, cool. Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
Could you possibly go back to that script slide a couple slides ago?
You betcha. And this will be in the booklet I'm sending you, Kyle.
I just screenshot it.
Oh, okay. Look at you. Good job. All right. He means business. I expect to see your name on a referral soon. That's good. Hey, how about that? Anyone want to commit to sending a referral between, because you're going to talk to a lot of family. You're going to talk to a lot of family. You're going to be doing a lot of sphere of influence contacts this week, in these next couple of weeks. So who wants to commit? Let's do it. Who wants to commit to sending a referral? I'm writing it down.
I'll commit to it, but not with my business card that I've got right now.
Marissa, who cares about your business card? Okay, Marissa.
Oh, buddy.
Name, you want to, I know.
Sure. Just out of curiosity, the outgoing referrals on the business plan, is this
Yes.
what it refers to? Okay.
That is, I know, great.
Sorry.
I had to beg them to put that on there. It's really, because again, if you're not thinking about it, you're not going to do it because you're so focused on everything you're supposed to be doing. And so it's just,
Well, I'm brand new, so I'm like,
you're fire hosing it right now. So you're welcome. Okay, Kyle, you on board? I think you are. Let's say next 30 days, guys.
I'm not so sure next 30 days. Maybe it's possible, but I think I have one lined up that could happen in like 4 months.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, just a placement. So are they looking to buy in the next 4 months?
Yeah, but I got a buddy living in Oregon.
Sweet. Okay. So what I recommend on that, if it's within 6 months, place it. And what you would tell your buddy, for instance, this is good. I'm so glad I asked this because if you wait until 4 months from now, he'll already be looking and he'll be online, and those online agents are going to be like, and he's going to be gone. So what I typically like to do with that is I say, hey, I know you're thinking about buying in 4 months, but what we like to do is get you a resource in the area in place. And so that as questions come up, you are ready to go and you have someone there that can kind of educate you on what's happening in the marketplace, make recommendations for you, make sure you get pre-approved with the lender, just kind of guide them through that conversation. And I can do that as well for you. But it's just, as soon as you know that someone's going to be looking, that's when you get a place, because we don't want you to lose the opportunity, because that's what will happen. So just walk them through it. Say, hey, we'd like to get someone in place, and you can tell that agent, hey, he's not ready, but I want you to stay in touch with them and make sure that you're available and a resource for him, because he's learning the market right now. And we want him to be prepared when he's ready to go.
Sure. Thank
you.
Okay.
Kelly, how do you feel about it? Sure. I'm reading your lips. Sure. Okay.
Sure.
Kelly, I love it. I'm going to ask you, how come your name's not on here? I'm looking at you. You probably can't tell I'm looking at you. Rebecca, you in?
I will try. I am brand new, so I will.
So this is perfect for you though. So this is something you can add to your script, and you're learning scripts right now. Are you doing like script practicing and stuff? Like, you're learning your scripts, you're talking to people, you're letting people know you're in real estate.
Yeah.
And so when you do that call, hey, I'm just letting you know, I'm licensed in real estate now. I'm just calling my sphere, letting people know that I'm in the business. And I just want you to know I can help you anywhere, honestly. Like, we have a really powerful network, and I'm really excited about it. So, do you have a real estate need anywhere? So you can just ask it in a different way. So just take that approach to it. And I'm going to write you down because it'll be a fun way for you to follow. Huh?
This is Carla Giles. I'm new, but I can do that too.
Carla, perfect. Carla Giles. I didn't see your name on here, Carla. So good. Darren, are you on? I've never done this before. This is the first time I've done this, put you guys on the spot like this. So thanks for playing along. Garrett, are you on board? You guys want to unmute yourselves if you are? Leslie, I know you can do it.
I think a lot of people put their response in the chat for you.
Oh, they did? Oh, thank you for that. I totally lost track of the chat. Let me go into the chat. Okay. Sorry, guys. You're like, learn how to use, why isn't it showing me? Okay, I'll just say you put it in the chat, okay? And I'll come back to you guys on that. Thanks, Rebecca. That was really insightful. Oh, Jake. I kind of lost your name, Jake, but okay, cool. I appreciate that. Okay, let's do it. Next. So inter-office referrals, I kind of already went over this. We are able to pay you out at 25% on inter-office referrals. And again, we just take the franchise fee. We want you to utilize us in that relationship between agents. Now, if you have a best buddy in an office down the street or whatever, you know, you're not going to, you can obviously place it yourself. That's fine. But you do get paid out on your normal split if you do that. So I think it's a better option to place through us, if you will. And we can always use a requested agent, like you said. But we want you to get in the habit of working with us on your referrals because it's a good service. All right. And we just want you to know we're here to place those for you, and we can take care of the paperwork. You don't have to worry about any of that. Just get us the name, number. And if you have a requested agent, that's fine. We prefer to place it. But if you don't, you know, this is a good way for you to get to know agents in other markets, and especially our company to company agents. So if I have an agent in Utah who has a need in Ventura County, guess what? We're going to place it with one of the team agents, and those guys can create that relationship together. But if it is inter-office and we are able to cover it, then we will place it with our company, obviously, and make sure that you get 25% on those because we have a little bit more control over that. So of course, this is also the California market. Okay, now we're getting into some fun stuff. And for those that are new, I try to keep it really high level. And just give you kind of some, I want you to have it in the back of your mind because you're like, what? Oh, relocation. And I don't want you to get talked out of a listing or something because you think you can't help them. So this is what happens. Incoming third-party business. These are some of the companies we've worked with. Altair is a big one, Plus Relocation, Grable, Cardis. Have you heard of any of these yet? One Source, Cap Relo, Crown Relocation. NEI is one of my favorite companies to work with. They're so good to work with. Heirs, we work with them a lot. We're part of the Cardis broker portal, so we get a lot of Cardis business. Serve is another big one. MSI, Odyssey Relocation. So these are just anytime someone has a relocation, they're being asked to relocate by their company. A lot of times they'll get benefits, and sometimes those benefits include commissions and closing costs for them. Okay, so it's really important that they work within the network of agents that they're allowed to work with. So we're just going to kind of go through what that looks like. There's different paperwork. There's different types of that business closing. Sometimes they'll list their home, and then the company will come in and buy the house and sell it to the ultimate buyer. And there's additional paperwork and things that have to happen for that to occur. And so that's the kind of paperwork I'm talking about that we can help you through. I want you to know that there is a listing advantage to this, and we're really working to dial this in so that you have the right scripting for it, because it is a big deal. You work with a company that has a lot of buyers coming in from other markets through their companies, and it's a big deal to a seller to hear that. They want to know that we're the one, you know, if we're getting some of these buyers that are relocating from other states, then they want to know that, and that's an important thing for you to know that's happening. So we're dialing this in. This is the older version of this form, and it is in your relocation listing packet. And the reason it's in there is just to make sure you know, our full service relocation department works daily with national companies relocating their employees in and out of Utah. That provides more potential buyers for your home, and because we want to work with agents that we know and trust, right? So I had an agent tell me that she had 12 offers on a home, and she did research on the agents. You know, she wanted to look at their companies, and she wanted to see, if they were with Century 21. Obviously, they didn't just pick based on that; they picked the best offers. But when she's talking to her clients, she's like, "I've worked with this agent before. This agent works with our company. This would be a limited situation." But you have a lot of good resources at your fingertips by being part of a company that has that relocation department. We can back you up, is what I'm saying. So we're here. I have 20 years experience in this. If you have a buyer that's looking at a home that is listed as a relocation transaction, and the paperwork looks weird, call me, we can go through it together. But you can let that agent on the other end know, hey, we have a full service relocation department. This isn't gonna be a problem for us. We can get through this paperwork with you just fine. So just I want you to kind of think in those broader perspectives. We're here to help back you up. Okay. So happy to talk to a listing agent if we need to, because you're going to be in multiple offer situations in a lot of cases. And we want to make sure you have a strong offer and a strong presentation for that agent. Okay, so your client, you're working with a client, you have someone and you've been working with them for months, you know they're gonna sell their home, they're relocating because of a job. And so you've been working with them, helping them get their house ready, telling them what to do. And then they call you and say, oh, I am so sorry. We have a relocation package and I have to work with a relocation agent. I have to work with one of their agents. Oh, great. We have a full service relocation department. We work with all relocation companies. I can still help you. You just need to request me as your agent. You have my information handy that you can give them. If that company wants to call me, I can tell them, yep, we can back them up. I can get them trained. We can walk through the paperwork with them. You know, we can do that for you. So don't let that stop you. If that is a question that comes up, if they say, you know, I'm sorry, I can't work with you because of this reason, you can still work with them. And we work with every relocation company. What that looks like for you is that you're going to be paying a referral fee. All right. And the referral fee is high. Those are often 40%. So your 40% of that commission is going to go out the door. Okay. But then you're just paid on your normal split. We used to mess with your splits. We don't mess with your splits anymore. You just get paid on your normal split after that. But we will walk through that paperwork with you. We'll make sure we review your BMAs. We'll work directly with that relocation company. Very few companies work directly with the agents, but sometimes they do. And so if that happens, if you get a work order directly from a relocation company, because you said I can work with anybody and they request you and it comes to you, I can still help you with that. Okay. So we'll still run it through the department just to make sure that you have the support that you need to have a successful transaction with that client and with that company. What do we get from that? We get a good relationship with that company. They know they can rely on us. We might get a future referral from them because of that. You might get a future referral if you do a good job. Okay. So there's a lot of benefits to us. The reason we're here, again, we're a service center and a profit center, not just a profit center. So we are here for you to walk you through that. And that I just covered that with the pre-marketing work order. So there's a broker's market analysis that has to be done on a special form. You're going to be required to do updates. And maybe I'm making you think like, oh, I don't want to work with a relocation company, but I'm telling you, it's a good business because these are typically good sellers that are moving. They have good homes. You know, if they're being relocated for a job, they're a high level position, usually in most cases, and they want them in that new place. And so their benefit package is going to be pretty robust. You know, in California, I'll give an example. I see a lot of 5% commissions. Most of these companies will pay 6. You don't need to negotiate down below 6 on those. And so it's a good, and so that pretty much takes care of that referral fee, right? So just be ready with, we have a full service relocation department and we can work with any relocation company. You can just request me and I can still take care of you. All right. So if you have a good relationship with someone, they're going to want to request you on that. And then you call me immediately and say, Heather, what's next? Okay. And I'll take care of it. We'll walk through it together. Any question about corporate relocations? Any questions about that before we move on? Okay, guys, thanks. Okay, affinity benefit programs and partnerships. So I actually have built a full training around this. Okay, so if there is something, if you're really serious about this and you know somebody, you're like, I really want to know more about this, then I will sit with you for an hour and we will go through this. And we'll really go through it together. I can get on a call with you. We can do a Zoom call. We can do a presentation for the client. Okay, so just know I'm interested in building this year. So I'm going to start talking more about it. This is a great partnership program. So we have partnerships, existing partnerships through through Relogy and being part of that network. One of them is called Relogy Military Rewards. And I do have a few slides to show you on these. These are programs you can enroll your clients into. And sometimes even as a new agent, it's just good to know about these because it can give you a competitive edge over a competitor. If you have family that's if you're a military family, like you can enroll them in these programs. What that looks like to you, there is a 30% referral fee and then you're paid on your normal split. Or excuse me, it's 25% now, they reduced it, sorry. 25% referral fee that we have to pay the program. We don't keep any of that. It just goes straight to the program. And what that does is it allows Relogy Military Rewards to pay a benefit to your client after closing. And typically that happens after closing on that program. Navy Federal Realty Plus program. For you California agents, you are going to run into people that are part of Navy Federal Credit Union. There's a lot of military out there. This is something you can use. You can choose in, you can choose out. just be aware of it at this point and see if opportunity comes up for you. All right, this is a new one and it's going to get big. I think they're going to start advertising quite a bit. So we're going to start seeing these coming in. So if you have an AARP member, this is a new program for them and they can enroll. You can enroll them into this program for AARP. There's 30 million members, guys. There's a lot of members for this. So I want you to hear it from me that they're going to find out about it eventually. If they enroll themselves, they're going to want the benefit. So if you run into them, the other thing is that we can control the referral fee on that if we enroll them. If they enroll themselves, it's 40%. Okay. You'll still be paying on your normal split, but you'll have to decide if you want to work with that client or not. If you've signed a buyer broker agreement, we can tell them it's too late. We can't accept the referral. And then your client's going to either be happy or not happy or move on or, not move on, or we can push the limit. So just think through how you want that to look for you and for your clients. Because I think it's going to get big. It's just barely rolled out this year. So it's brand new. And I just know the way that they're marketing is different than normal programs. And so I think we're going to start seeing some traction on that. And then we have through, if you're a Utah agent, you'll see more of this, but the LDS Church Employee Everest Moves program, we actually have a program with the church. You don't receive the benefit if you're a member of the church, but if you work for the church. So in Utah, they employ 3,000 people. And across the nation, they have employees. So this is available on their intranet site. So just like we have 21 Online, that's our in-company website for our business, our internal business and benefits and such. A lot of companies have an internal site. So this is where I want you to start thinking. If there's a locally owned company, these are small, this could be for a small business too. It doesn't have to be the LDS Church or AARP, all right? We're probably not going to get in the door with those companies, but people that own businesses in your local market. And this might be something they'd be interested in offering their employees. If they have one of those websites, that's the best place to put it. We can help develop a customized flyer. You can just use the standard flyer and they can put it out there for their employees. And you're the preferred agent for that program. So keep that in mind if that's something that you want to do. I just talked about this already. So this is about AARP. This is the Relogy Military Rewards Program. This is the benefits that they get based on purchase price or sales price. They can get it on their home sale and their home purchase if they're selling and buying in the same market area. There would be a referral fee due on each transaction, okay? And then Navy Federal Realty Plus program. And there's the AARP, how they're structuring theirs. But yeah, just be proactive about it if it's something that you're running into. Use it as, I know, again, Erin Mailer, I go back to Erin Mailer because she's been on my team and she utilizes these programs. She kind of keeps information about these programs with her and she asks if they're members. And she feels like for especially military members, that's how she would give back. And she would say, oh, great, you're a member of the military. This program's available to you to use. I'd love to enroll you in that program. And then, what that does is it creates that trust and that rapport and that friendship and, that she's in it to support them and she gets to enroll them and she gets referrals from it, so just keep it in mind is all I'm saying. It's available for you to use.
Can I ask you a quick question about that?
You bet.
Would that also be available for like veterans that have, because for example, my husband is a veteran and we do use Navy Federal Credit Union. Mm-hmm. So would that kind of thing be available to someone like in my situation?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Your husband can enroll in this program. What typically happens with Navy Federal, because they're such a big supporter of this benefit for their members, they'll ask if they're working with an agent. If they say yes, then they don't move forward, or they ask who the agent is. That's usually how we get nailed is they'll ask if you're working with an agent and who they're with. And if they're with Century 21 Everest, they're like, oh, they work with us in this program. And then they call us and we're like, well, they've already been working with them and we can't do it. Or yes, we'll participate. So it's better to enroll them yourself. But yes, veterans can, if you're a member of Navy Federal Credit Union, you're already a member. And so you can get access to this benefit. if you're a veteran of the military or you have family that's veterans, you can qualify to use military rewards. It's actually quite easy to enroll into that and be part of that program. It used to be really specific, and now they've just really broadened it. So your family, if my dad is not active military and he just went through boot camp basically, and did his time, but I could qualify for it myself. Okay, and I haven't served, so it's a pretty easy program to qualify for. So if that's something you want to build into your relationship building with people that serve with your husband, or family of people your husband knows that have served, that's definitely something you could do if you want to implement that.
Okay,
Does that answer
great.
your
Thank
question?
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Rebecca, if you do get interested in that and you want materials, let me show you what I just got. This is planned. Let's see, what is this? I can send this to you. I'm sending this to you. Why not? You might as well have it. This is in celebration of our 30-year partnership between Navy Federal Credit Union and Cardis. So here is, what is this? Oh, it's a I don't know. This is stuff you can give people. Like, they actually have marketing materials that we have access to that we can send you. So if anyone's really interested in developing this type of relationship and you're like, I think that's a good business plan, I want to put that in my business plan to gather, some good business, I can send you stuff. You put it in the chat and I will get it to you. So I just got like a big, huge box of that stuff, and I'm not sure I'm going to get it to the team, of course, but would love for you guys to have access to it if you're interested. It'd be a fun thing to try out. Okay, so this is what our generic flyer looks like right now. And then I have another one that's black and gold, that's a little bit more, corporate-y looking. But this is something, it has, I've tried to neutralize the contact information. So it's not my name, it's Everest, it's Relocation, it's relo@Everest. c21everest.com, that same email that I told you about. So if someone has a question about it, this goes on the internal site. We do have an agreement with VCCU Credit Union in California. So this flyer is on their site, and it's very specific, the contact information. We're trying to get that updated so that it's more neutral, so that if I left, we wouldn't have to change it, and it's just still on there for them. I think we've had the problem with these programs. I'll tell you the problem with these programs. When you have a company that you get this on their site, it is up to that company how to market it. And so one of the conversations that I would have with you and them when we get together to talk about it is, how can we get this information in front of your employees? Or how can we get this information in front of your members? Because it's only as good as they know about it. All right. And so some things that have been suggested, we have an arrangement with USANA here in Utah. They're a pretty large organization, right? And so what our agent does for them is she does lunch and learns. She does a new buyer, first time buyer seminar for them. And of course, with COVID, that's all changed right now. But the other thing that I did once is went to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They have an employee fair. And I went there, I picked up 550 names. I didn't do anything with them because I didn't have an agent with me, and we didn't follow up on them. And some people didn't want their information shared, that kind of thing. But we had a drawing. So we had a little thing there that they could win, an iPad, I think at the time. This is a couple of years ago. And I thought, wow, what a waste that I could have had some agents here with me, and we could have really, really capitalized on that. And we got one lead out of it that I gave to an agent that sold in my house, So it's only as good as you can utilize it and get it out there. So that's something we would work on together with the company, is to make sure we know how we're going to be allowed to utilize that. Most companies won't just send you a list of their employees. I guess if they're small enough, they might. But what you don't want is just to stick a flyer on the wall, right? And say, hey, this is available for you, right? So, but we want to make it a formal arrangement. We don't have them sign any contracts or anything difficult like that or scary. It's just a service that their employees can opt into. It's free to the company to offer it, and it's a great benefit for them to offer their employees. So it's a really easy sell. It's not really hard to get on these websites for the right companies. It's just marketing it that becomes the problem. So I will tell you, that's the hardest part. There is some difficulties with it, but if you can get us an appointment with the right people, we're happy to help you win that business. And what happens with that business, it is national. So what happens with that business, let's see, I think I have a slide on this. Okay, so you set the appointment, what will Reload do for you? So we'll partner with you on presenting it. We have a neutral presentation that we can do anytime, or we can really customize it for your client. So it depends on the situation, how well you know them. Is it a big company? Is it a medium-sized company? What kind of company is it? And we typically will do like a PowerPoint slide directed at your company. One of the things we talk about is, why is Century 21 Everest a good fit for you? And we talk about how, our mindset training, and we'll look up information about that company and find out about that company and their culture. And we'll try to make sure it fits, and that it is a good fit. We have transaction report tracking that we can do for them if they're interested. Most companies don't care, but we like to go back to them, and we like to stay in touch with them and stay on top of that relationship to make sure that they know that people are looking at the program information and they are using it. Or if they're not, how can we get it in front of people? And just kind of build that relationship with that company, make sure that we kind of stay on top of that. National coverage, if it goes outside the marketplace, you will be the agent that has the first right of refusal on any business that comes in. And if it's outside your market area, we recommend that you let us assign that to another agent, and you'll get 30% of the company dollar retained. So if it's a local situation, say it's in Logan and you work in Salt Lake City, you're not going to want to go up to Logan, right? So we would assign an agent up there for you, and any company dollar that we retain from that transaction, you'll get 30% of that. Okay. So it's kind of a fun thing to think about. Just keep it in the back of your mind as you're talking to people, as you network with people that that own companies or are, a C-level position. Just know there's some opportunity there for you. And you will be paid on your normal split. We do have to pay out the benefit, right? So we pay out the benefit to the employee or to the member, and then you'll just be paid on your normal split after that on these transactions. So who do you know, right? It's all about your sphere. It's all about who you know and who you run into. Like, I sat by a guy on the plane with IHC once, and I never followed up with him, which was stupid. But I should have. So I got his card and everything. I mean, that's how I'm one of those agents that people don't know I'm an agent. Okay. That's what they talk about that all the time, right? They're like, if you're a secret agent, you're not really doing your job, right? So make sure you're not being a secret agent. Make sure you're talking about this stuff. But if you're really interested in it and you think right now, like, I kind of have something going that I think might work for this, then let's set up a formal training. You and I will get on the phone. We'll set up a formal training. I mean, if a group of you want to do it together, we can do that. And I'll run through exactly what that looks like and how that works. Do you have any human resource contacts in Utah or California? I need to change that. Based companies in charge of employee benefits. That's another area we can help with. The concierge program that we use can be used for any client, any program. If these companies already have a relocation provider, it won't be a good fit. But if they don't, if they just move like, well, I only move like 5 people a year, we can offset your program with this great affinity benefit and a concierge service that your employees are going to love. Okay. And we can take some of that burden off of you, and we can take on that burden for you. That's what we do. We have a full service relocation program that we provide for the LDS church and their seminaries and institutes people and their welfare people and their meeting house people. So there's benefit, there's opportunity everywhere. So just why I talk about this, even for you new agents, is just to broaden your scope of what real estate really looks like, and what, relocation is a whole different sector, right? But you have support for that here. And so it's kind of a fun thing to think about as you're working on your business plan and talking to people. C-level leader of the company, I would say if you have a good relationship with someone that's a CEO or a CFO, sometimes we can get to the right people through them. We want the human resource benefits people, the people that are over benefits, employee benefits. But those guys usually know who you can talk to. So if you have a good relationship with someone that is a CFO of something, ask them who their human resource person over benefits would be, and if you can have an introduction to them. Always keep in mind opportunities and partnerships are national, not just local. So sometimes people get stopped up because they're like, well, we'd have to put it on our website and it's all over the country. I can't just, zero in on your area just because I know you, Oh, cool. We can help anyone anywhere. It's a national program. How exciting. Okay. So just have some energy around it and be like, oh, that nothing stops us. You know, you guys are powerful. You guys have connections everywhere through this department. Okay. Rental finding team. Whoops. Sorry. We get a lot of renters, especially in California. Not a lot of companies will pay for that, for their services. If you're interested, if you're really good at follow up and you can put people on drip campaigns, if you use Zap and you're like, I'm going to like be a renter finding guru, we have resources that are free that won't take any time except to send information to people that I want you to just be aware of. If you have someone who wants to rent for a year and then buy and you're going to stay in touch with them, these are great resources for you to know about. But there are companies that do pay. So I would say the one we see the most is $300. That's for a 1-day tour. That involves scheduling and showing properties just like you would to a buyer. Okay. And you will assist with the lease agreement when it comes up. You report back to the corporate client what properties you showed, and if they picked one, or if you've given them some additional items to check out on their own. This is about educating the tenant on how to do more searches on their own. So it's like teaching them how to fish, right? But we have resources available that you don't have to build yourself. They're already here for you. No one really knows about them because they're buried in the website, right? And I've been trying to get them rebranded, like, I don't know, for 3 years or something. So they're kind of old, but the information's good. So, but then you add them to your sphere of influence and you put them on drip campaigns and you touch base with them and you make them part of your 30 contacts a day or 50, whatever that is for you. And you stay in touch with them and you ask for referrals. And that's a good way to show value to them. Okay. So we're going to go look at c21everest.com. So I'm going to stop share and I'm going to go into, okay, c21everest.com. Oh, I'm not sharing yet. Hang on, let me share screen. Here we go. Okay, so this is our internal website, right? You guys have seen this, hopefully. Let me move your pictures over here. Okay, I'm going to go to our services. And I clicked right on relocation. Relocation houses some information that you might be interested in looking at. So go to our services, go to relocation, and my giant face is going to show up here in a minute. This talks about our relocation department. It talks about we can help you anywhere. Then it has a menu of services that we can offer companies who have a relocation need. Then there's my giant face. And then down here below my giant face is Rent Smart. So this is Rent Smart information. So if you're a renter in a competitive market, which I know California is, and Utah is too, like there's not a lot of rentals out there, right? So this is just something you can send them that is just tips. You know, make sure you know where you want to live. Should you use a renter's resume? What does that look like? Yes, you should have recommendations to take with you. This is the information you need to be ready to provide on an application, okay? This securing rental housing. We're broadening this. I like rentler.com for all markets. And there's the link right there. They can go in here and go to any city and state. Rentler just has everybody uses it because it pulls from everywhere, right? So that is the main one that I'm using now for people that are looking for rentals. And then you can walk them through how to talk to landlords and stuff, you know, so just kind of, you can have all that available and be a really great resource for a renter, and then put them in your SOI and follow up with them. And when they're ready to buy, if you stay in touch with them, guess who they're going to call? You. All right. So then there's also a pet resume that I love. I just love this idea of a pet resume because I work on some property manager. I do handle some stuff of that for the church. And we had someone with 5 dogs one time. And I'm like, there's no way they're going to do this. And I said, well, send us a pet resume. You know, she sent us, I kid you not, a picture of these 5 corgis or whatever they were, not corgis. They were those dogs that look like rats. I don't know. But they had diapers on And she had a letter of recommendation. She had her veterinary information on there. She had their shots updated. Like, she had this information. So for people that are pet lovers and landlords that have resistance to that, you know, this is a really good way to showcase your animal. And I think I did my own pet resume for my dog. That's my dog's dead, but this cat is
Can
still
I
alive.
just throw a shout out? Am I the only one that didn't realize that pet resume was a thing? Like, please raise your hand. I didn't even know this was a thing. I had no idea. But your dogs are cute.
Oh, thank you. So I have a dog and a cat, and I talked about how he went to pet training, and he's totally potty trained. This is how old he is. We take him on walks every day. He's leashed up. Like, you know, if you show yourself to be a responsible pet owner, I had references. I had his health and grooming. I had his veterinary information, you know, when his last shots, you know. So when people see this, they're like, oh, this person's serious, you know, about their dog. And a picture really helps, because you know that when you're writing an offer, for instance, I mean, I always send a letter. I don't know about you. Like, I don't help a lot of people because I'm full-time. I'm not full-time, you know, and I just help family and friends do real estate. But I'm always saying, this is their situation. This is why they love this house, you know, and I'm always trying to get them to feel like this client belongs in that home, right? Because it helps. And so this pet resume is a big deal. I talk about it because it does help. I tell you, we rented to that house with 5 dogs and we regretted it later. Okay. But we did rent to them because of that resume. So it works. But that's where you find it. Okay. It's under my big face. Just go down here, Rent Smart, Pet Smart. This talks about the concierge service. And then I'm just going to point out the community info since we're in here. I just want to show it to you. So hopefully it comes up. There it is. So this is the map I was talking about earlier. And let's say you're moving to Texas and it's Dallas area. So it will go in here and pull up all this information about Dallas. Taxes and licensing, demographics, transportation, healthcare, academics, culture and recreation. It will talk about attractions, shopping, sports, historic sites, community profiles. This goes down to counties often. Yep, these are in counties here. Sometimes it will break it down to cities. And you know, I'm looking at Pinto County. It will have county offices, Chamber of Commerce, the lifestyle of the area. Any information you could want is in here. So I will tell you the only, where am I? Get away. There we go. So the only problem with this map is not every state has information in it yet. Okay. So, oh, they do have one now. Yeah, I've been wanting Idaho information forever, you guys. This is new. So the thing I would say about this is that, what was I going to say? I mean, this is just information that you can give them access to even in California, right? Like, so you can use this locally too. And I don't know what you're currently using, if you're currently using anything, but we do have, I hope Ventura County's on here. Wouldn't that be funny if it wasn't? That'd be awful. Let's see. Oops. I'm going to go back to the map and I think I just, oh, come on. Here, I'll do this. Community info. Let's go to, I just want to, I'm sorry if this is taking a long time, but let me just, I just want you to know it's here just in case you'd like to use it. Just see. Let's see. Ventura County, there you are. Okay. So Ventura County's in here. If I go to community profiles, oh, I'm in there. Welcome home. I don't know. This is something, if you're going to use it locally for your stuff, make sure it has what you want in it. But this is on here. We pretty much got it for outgoing referrals that we could do nationally for everybody to give them an idea. And we also wanted it to be available to you to use. So if you already have something that's amazing, if you have something locally that's amazing, we'd love to share it with other agents. But if not, then be sure and get on here and make yourself familiar with with it. And it's just here for you to use below my big face. So, all right, this concierge service, we're going to talk about that next. All that's on here is a flyer about it that you can use with your clients. And like I said, we're really rolling it out next year. So you'll start seeing more information and we'll make it easier access to it, that sort of thing. And we're going to have the vendor stuff on here as well. So it's I'm pretty excited about it. But right now there's just that flyer if you need it to explain the program. All right. Any questions about all that stuff? I'm going to stop share. We're going to go back to our presentation. Okay, so are you guys getting the message? There's tools out here for you? Huh? All right, I can tell you're all extremely excited, especially Kelly. You look so excited. Thank you.
I'm still dying over the pet resumes. I got so much out of your class. Like, here's my notes, but like the pet resumes. Kyle, did you not know about it?
It's funny. I actually kind of do because my family deals with one rental and I've been property managing it, and we actually use it as an opportunity. We don't want to count anyone out because some people have really great pets. And so we use it as an opportunity to write in the contract, like for the first 6 months, we're going to do, a monthly checkup.
That's a great idea.
Everything's good. And we get an extra $25 a month. People charge more than that too. We're pretty fair. So.
Well, and you can do a higher security deposit that's not refundable. And there's lots of different things you can do to protect yourself. Our property manager here in Utah, his name's Phil Blair, and he says, just because you have a pet, it doesn't give you the right to ruin the house, so people are responsible in general, but there are people that aren't. And so, but if you have a really good renter that's going to come in and they're eventually going to want to buy a house, but they're moving there for a job and they don't have benefits and that sort of thing, I mean, it's a great opportunity for you to help them and provide a very valuable resource for them and a good idea. And they're like, oh, cool. And then can I stay in touch with you? And when you're ready to buy, I'd love to help you. It's just a really great way to add them to your sphere, and it's free. You can send it without doing much work except sending an email. Just keep your email formatted so you can just forward it to them, when it's time, and they'll appreciate that. It's a really great service. So
yeah, we've had 2 renters with dogs, and before going through, we're just like, can we meet your dogs first? And you can tell pretty quick, how
yeah.
I can.
I want you to meet my dog and tell me what you think of her. She's crazy, but she's so sweet. And she's potty trained, Kyle. And I pick up her poo. Okay. So
that's all you need. Then that's a good dog.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So anyway, I just had that in there to show you the Rent Smart information. I really need to get that updated. I will work on making that happen this month, so it's ready to go in January. But okay. Speaking of renters, this program is not well known. I really should find out if it's available in your market in Ventura. It is available in Utah. It's Home Partners of America. So what they do, this is a lease with a right to purchase program. It's different than a lease with option to, let's see, what's it called, you guys, where your buyer goes in, puts down a big down payment, and then they have the right to purchase. It's different than that. This company will actually go in and buy the property and lease to your buyer. And so your buyer then becomes a tenant. Okay, so you start out with the buyer and you look at properties and you find one that you like. It's in a qualified area for Home Partners. There is resources for you to find out what those areas are. I know California was a problem because of the price point, typically is the issue there. They're only going to want to buy a home in a good school district. They're not going to buy a house with big power lines around it. They want it to be a good resale place. They're going to qualify your buyer and they're going to qualify your property. So if you have a good person for this type of situation is if they want to rent for a year and then they want to purchase and they know the area they want to be in, but there are no rentals in that area. But they're a pretty qualified person. They could purchase if they want, but they're just not sure. They don't want to do it right now, but they want to pick their house they're going to live in. This is a perfect program for them to consider. I would say that the lease rate on these is usually, I've seen it both ways. But it's market rent, but it's going to be on the higher end because you're picking your house, basically, and it's going to be in a nice area and all of that. So, but it's all laid out for them. They increase the rent. If they decide to stay there another year, then they have the right to rent for up to 5 years, and they increase, I think it's 3% per year. The programs really will outline that for you. But if you have a renter that's pretty qualified, you know, they're not going to get, if you have a renter that can't rent because they're not qualified to rent because their credit's so bad or something, like they're not going to qualify for this program. Okay. They still have to have decent credit and be in a position to qualify. There's a fee to apply. I think it's $75. They won't get that back if they don't qualify, but they will check out their credit and make sure that they're a good fit for the program. And then you'll go out, you'll find the house, and then you'll submit it to Home Partners for consideration. They'll write the offer. They'll make the offer. You'll be the agent. You'll get paid a commission just like you would if you sold it to a buyer. And then you put that tenant in your sphere and you follow up with them and see, you know, at the end of the day, they will have the ability to purchase that home if they want to stay there. And the terms will be known at the time that the transaction happens. But they might want to look for something else and you can sell them a different house after a year. So it's a really interesting program. I would say keep it in the back of your mind. Again, write it down. If you kind of run into someone who's just not ready to purchase in that area, or purchase a home yet, but they want to rent for a year, this is something to consider. They can still look at homes. They can still pick the home. And once you do, the first transaction with Home Partners is always challenging because you're learning. I have an agent that's done like 2 or 3 of these in the last year. Because now she knows the program and how it works and who qualifies and, you know, all that. And so she works with it. So if you're in Utah, it's a good program to look at. I think California is going to be more challenging just because of the price point, but there are areas that they will work in California. I better write that down so I can check that out so I can tell you next time correctly.
So you're the agent for the Home Partners buying the property, and then you can be the agent for the tenants buying the property a year later?
No, if they buy that home, you won't get paid on that deal. Okay. They'll just buy it directly from Home Partners because you've already been paid on that transaction basically. But if they decide they want to buy a different home in a different place, you can help them and earn another commission from that. Does that make sense? So, okay, thanks. Thank you. All right. All right. So next, any other questions about Home Partners? It's an interesting program. I just want to make sure you're aware of it more than anything. And if you have more questions, you can definitely get with me directly. I can't get to the chat box. So if you guys see something in the chat that I should be paying attention to, will you tell me? Rebecca, you're in charge of that. Or who told me about it before? Wait, do I have 2?
All right, I'll let you know.
Okay, thanks. Okay, cool. So be aware of that program. Community information, we just covered that. I have it all here, but I always like to show you how it works because it's really easy. Business benefits for your clients. It looks like they've changed some of this. So I'm going to go in and find out what the pod situation is. But that flyer that you can print out from the website, just know that it's there. You can give, I think budget's a real popular one because people still do their own self moves. And so make sure that you have access to that 20% discount for your clients. You can talk about pods as a benefit of working with you as well. And just be aware of it. Everybody gets, I don't know if you know this, but everyone gets a 10% off Lowe's if they buy or sell a home with Century 21. So that will come in the mail at the time of signing a contract. So let's say you put a listing together and it goes into Dotloop and goes into Dash and it gets sent into that program. As long as they have your client's information in there, then they'll receive that. Okay. And again, on the sale, once it closes, I mean, I got one recently when we bought my home last year. All right, so we've already really covered that pretty good. I'm going to look at this because I wondered, did they have resort vacation certificates still in there? Did you guys know about that? I'm going to look it up because it's kind of cool. It's like, you know, these are timeshares, right? So when people don't use their timeshares, they have all these extra nights. You can buy for like $230 or something. You can buy a 7-night vacation. I've bought one up in Park City before just because I just wanted to get away. And so it was just a fun place to go for a week. And I still went to work and stuff. But you can get them internationally. And I don't know what the COVID thing, what that looks like, but I better make sure that's still available because now they've changed things. But it's something that's kind of fun that's available to you to purchase. You can give them away. They are still $230, but what a fun thing to use. I've done it for a contest before where you have to use it within a year, but you can use it anywhere. So it's kind of fun.
Hi, can I ask a question? I'm looking for that I love referrals on the website and on Facebook. I don't see it. Heather, can you help me find that?
Are you talking about the social media post?
Yeah, that just is.
I'll have to send it to you. So it's just part of what we've sent out. Like we sent it last February for.
Is it on Century 21 online anywhere? The C21 online?
No,
Oh.
That's just our local. If we had a back end site for you guys, we'd put it there, but I can just send it to you, Carla. Do you want that?
Yeah. Send it to Carla A. Giles at gmail.com.
Gmail. Okay. I'll send a couple out with the stuff I send to Russ.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Anytime you want some social media stuff, I have a folder of it. I can send it to you. But we're trying to send those out, Carla, every, twice a month. We're going to post it on our Facebook page. So you can just reshare it, make it really easy. And then we'll send out an email that says, hey, here's our current post for referral business.
Okay.
So watch.
But you said you put it, you think it was last, what?
I think it's going out this week because I haven't seen it yet. So I'm sure it's going out this week and I'll get with her and be like, send this out now, so we'll make sure it gets out.
Okay. I'll look for it. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks, Carla. All right. Concierge service. This is, like I said, it's going to relaunch. So you don't have to go worry about it right this second. But this is, we branded it to Everest Moves and Century 21 Everest. It's powered by Move Easy. It's something that Century 21 joined. We were in the process of working with Move Easy before Century 21 launched it this year. And they recently launched it. So you could have access to it through Century 21 if you want, but why not go through us? Okay. That's where it comes anyway. What happens is your client will receive, you can go in and put it in there early in the process. And if that email's already used and then you have a contract come in, it's not going to go out twice. So these programs now are very tech savvy, right? I'm not tech savvy, but they are. So they, all the analytics and the details and stuff. So they're really good at, if you use it yourself and you send it out when you want to send it out, that's great. If you don't stop it from going out, you receive an email 48 hours before that goes to your client. And you can just click here to stop it from going and it just won't go. Okay. You have total control and access to your portal, your agent portal. It's going to be your email address that we have on file is going to be your access. Okay. And it's going to be your same password that you use to get onto 21 Online. All right. So it makes it really easy. And you can get in there. You can look at your clients. You can look at who's opened the information. You can see who's using it. You can send it to somebody who's not quite ready to list, but they want to use some of these services. You can send it to a renter. The renters won't get sent to, but if you have a renter that you're getting in place somewhere, they can use these services too. The way that Move Easy makes their money, we're really upfront about this, is that they have relationships with all of these vendors, and they've told me they're on the same payment program for every one of them. So they're not going to be pushing one over another. They promise me. So if you guys hear differently, if your client's like, they're real pushy, then let me know. But what we've seen happen is that the concierge service will get involved and then they will hook them up with DirecTV. So then DirecTV is DirecTV. They're going to do what they do with their clients. So they're going to call and they're going to try to upsell them and stuff like that. So we've had one situation where the client thought it was the concierge service that was doing that, and it wasn't. It was DirecTV because that's who they wanted to use. And so we're trying to work through those kinks and weird things, but they only ask one time if they want internet service. If they do, they say, what do you use it for? How fast do you want your speed? How many bids do you want? And they go out and they get it and they bring it back to your client. Okay. If they ask them if they want a home security system. If they do, they run through kind of the partners that they have and who would they like a bid from. Okay. And then if they say no, they promise me they move on to the next question. They're not gonna be hard selling them on this stuff. Okay. Their role is just to be there to provide services for that client.
Heather,
Yes.
did I see a typo on that previous screen? Can you go back one? Right there on that first sentence. Is it money easy to offer you?
Oh, wow. Yes. Thank you.
There you go. Okay, go on.
No, we're move easy to off you. You are you're sick of COVID. We'll take care of it for you. Don't worry. That's terrible. Thank you for pointing that out, Carla. That's awful.
I just saw it really quick.
Gosh. Yeah, we had lots of people look at this too. That's funny. Okay, and I could just have used an old one, hopefully. You know, I'll look at it. Thank you. Okay, why does this benefit you? Well, I love this because one of the reasons we wanted to offer it to our agents is that it's branded to you. Okay, I wonder if do I have a example? I don't have an example. Anyway, it has, okay, you can kind of see it right here where you can see the picture and the name of the agent and stuff. So it will come from you. It will have your picture and your information. So if your picture is not on 21 online or on your on our website, you need to get your picture up there. Okay, it goes out, and it looks dumb if it just says no picture. So make sure you have your picture in and upload it into Dash. But it's branded to you. So it says your agent, Marissa at Century 21 Everest, recommends this person for paint, you know? And so that's why I want to build out these vendors, because it's better than having saying, your agent, Marissa, doesn't have a recommendation. We'll get some for you, you know? And then how they do it, they go out to like Angie's List. They look online. They have to have an A+ in A grader or rating in order for them to recommend them. You know, there's resources and stuff that this concierge service uses in order to recommend people to your people. And they will do that. They'll recommend 3 painters, and they can go out and get bids done. So, but if they use Alexa, for instance, then Alexa they'll say, hey, Alexa, get me a painter. And it will say, your concierge, Marissa, your Central agent with your concierge service, recommends this person, you know what I mean? So it's kind of cool. It's all linked together, and they're bringing, and the reason we're relaunching is because they are coming out with an app now that your clients can use. So there's an actual app and an app for you to use. And it's going to make it just really easy, do it right from your phone. And that's just one more way to stay in front of your clients. So we really like it we like it for that reason for you. If you use it right, it can be a really powerful tool for you to stay in touch with your clients and stay in front of them. It'll also show you who's using the app, who's using the service. So if someone's painting their house, do you think it's time to check in? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because everyone gets their house ready to sell. They don't get it ready to live in for some reason. Like, it's my biggest pet peeve when I'm relocating people. It's so sad. You just put it off, and then when you have to do it, you do it. So that's a good time to check in with them and see how they're doing. See if they have a buyer or seller need here or anywhere in the United States. Okay, and the last thing, what time is it? Oh my gosh, we've done okay. I usually am done by now. So it's all that commitment I was trying to get from you guys, man. Okay, so the relocation team, to be on the team, everybody's always like, well, I want some of this incoming business, So just know you need at least two years of full-time real estate experience. You need 10 or more closings per year of your own business. So the agents that are on the team, and this is another reason to use us for other companies, this is a requirement that we have from the network. Now, are there sometimes exceptions? I would say there are, but these are productive agents. These are experienced agents. These are agents who've been in the business, who know the market, who know how to, do negotiate contracts and stuff. So, and that's not to say that a new agent couldn't do a fantastic job. And there are things we can do for you as well. But just know to be on the actual formal team to receive that corporate business on a regular basis, or the affinity business that comes in. This is the experience we require. And if you're just starting out, Rebecca, are you new? I think you said you are new. If you're just starting out, send outgoing referrals. That puts you on my radar. It puts you on my team's radar. And you can we look at that. If we're looking to build the team, we look, who's been sending outgoing referrals? How much experience do they have? Should we invite them to be a part of the team? Because we we want to feed business to the people that are using the systems and the processes. Okay. It's really important to our company to send broker to broker referrals. It's noticed by the network. It's noticed by other brokers. It's actually out there to show how many referrals we send and close. So it's a kind of a big deal for us to receive business in, and that's why our agents are expected to send business out. All right. So it's really important that you participate in that. Agent generated referrals, that would be an exception to me. Like Rebecca, if you're like sending 10 referrals a year, like agent generated, we're going to make sure you are getting something back for that. Okay. Because that's a really big deal to the network also. I'm so sorry USAA is on there. I need to go through this again. USAA is no longer a program. It's Relogy Military Rewards. You're in good standing with an excellent service record. So make sure you're sending out your real satisfied surveys for your clients and that you're getting those records back. And we do look at that. You do need to agree to pass the car's background check. They've really lightened on this, and we're not even sure they require it anymore. But it's an $85 background check that you would do for, like, if you're working with the military a lot, they like to have that on file for you. It's every 5 years that you have to do that. You comply with training and certification requirements. There's a $75 yearly certification fee for the affinity training. And if you do get on pre-marketing, which usually you'll be on affinity first and then you'll move to pre-marketing, unless you're doing a lot of corporate business for some reason, like you have some in with the company and you're getting a lot of that, then we'll just put you on that team. But that's $150 biannual fee that's coming up this year. And you have to be trained to do this business. So anyway, does anyone have any questions about the team?
There's one in the chat box.
There is? Okay. What is it? I can't see the chat box.
Darren says he's hearing a ton about teams. Can someone be a part of multiple teams here at C21?
Okay, so you're talking about like the elite team and Utah Homes team, like those kind of teams? Correct. Okay. No. So if you choose to be on a team, then you're going to be that team lead, and your structure under that team lead would most likely preclude you from being on any kind of relocation team. And the reason that is because the splits are already there, and any team you're on for relocation, you're going to be paying out referral fees in different splits. And so it just gets too slim for you. And so if you're on the team, then the lead gen that you get from them is going to be, it's going to be very similar, right? Because if you're on the relocation team, you're going to be paying a referral fee and a specific split that is different than like your normal company split would be on your normal business. But you're getting warm leads that you don't necessarily have to prospect for. And I am not saying you're not going to prospect if you're on a team, because you will prospect on a team. But you're also going to have leads being generated by that team that come to you as well. And so those are worth it. That makes it worth it in order to have the training that you're going to get and to have, the leads that you're going to be able to work, be on that team. So it's very similar to being on the relocation team, I would say. I don't know if the team leads would agree with me on that, but because your splits are already changed and different there, it would be too deep for you to be on a relocation team at that point. Does that answer your question? That makes sense. Okay, good. Now I have had people that are on teams get a requested agent lead. Those, like I said, you're just paying out the referral fee to them, and then you would be on your team split after that. So you will get those, and that you should take those because that's your client, so make sure you take those. Any other questions that have come up for you? Okay, let's see. There might be some future opportunities coming up. I would say we work with OpCity, and they do scrub leads and send them to our agents. And you have to have at least, 5 or 6 transactions that you've closed in order to be part of that team. And that's a requirement by them. It's just, they want to make sure that you'd still be considered an up and coming agent, but that's something that we're looking at opening up to newer agents. If you're a newer agent, and if you're not a newer agent and you do have 5 or 6 closings in the last 12 months, and you're interested in that, then reach out to me and I can send you some information. We're just looking for different ways to also open that up to newer agents because you guys, newer agents sometimes will appreciate that business more, and it'll make you really good at talking to people. So I'll be working with Russ on that as well. So if you're interested, let us know. And I think that's it, you guys, but I am going to stop sharing right now so that I can look you in the face. Thank you for, Kyle. Thank you for, being here with me today. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you'll use me as a resource for you. We are here to serve. If you have some ideas around what we can do better or different, we have been a little short-staffed, recently with the COVID thing and all that, but we've got a great team here for you, and we're excited that you're part of Century 21 Everest. I hope that you got some value today. I will send out the outgoing information that we talked about, the booklet for you to have, and also the social media posts. I'll send a couple of those for you to use. Was there anything else I should send today that I'm forgetting? All right, cool. Oh no, did Kyle show us somebody? Did you have a pet that you showed us? Oh, nice. All right, I missed it. Nice, thank you.
People and toots.
Okay, are they potty trained?
Oh, yeah. They're potty trained. They're just not don't chew on things trained.
Oh, okay. Naughty dogs. Okay, cool. Well, it's not my furniture. It would be your furniture. So I might still consider you as a tenant. So cool. They have terrible resumes. That's cute. Okay. So I'm trying to see. I'm in. You guys, thank you. I look forward to handling your outgoing referrals. That's the first thing I want you to try. Let's just do that. If you want to look at the affinity relationships that we have in place and you think you might want to use that in some of your marketing, when you're talking to people, then I'm happy to send you some information. Just, reach out to me. It's just my name, heather.barker@c21everest.com. You saw my face. I'm on the website. I'm easy to find. So, or Russ can also put you in touch with me. So thank you. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend. It's almost Friday. I know agents work on weekends. I always say that. And then I think you always work Saturdays. So, but hang in there. I'm really excited that you joined me your day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
You too.